Hello YouTube. So, lately there's been some political discussion, probably inspired by the fact that Obama's talking more about healthcare. Apparently his last speech didn't talk really much about anything we didn't already know, but then again I didn't watch it, I only heard from people. So, anyways, because of this, I'm making video responses to people who believe that socialized medicine is a positive benefit. And I don't want to just go out there and just throw my opinions out there and make a response so quickly. I like to actually state my political opinions, where I stand, and what I believe, so it's not too extreme. Now, I first want to state that I don't think that people who believe that government is good are necessarily completely off base or completely idiots. I just don't think you've probably discussed it very much. But that's kind of my opinion. Anyways, what I believe is I'm basically libertarian, but idealistically, if I could say, what do I wish the universe was like? I would say I wish we'd have states. I think we'd be better off. Now, obviously, I've come to the conclusion that, anarchy isn't necessarily that pragmatic. No, not really at all. But the ideals behind anarchy, I find, are completely solid. From philosophical base, I can argue them all day. And actually can defend anarchy pretty well. The problem is there's so many heavy prerequisites that we may never obtain them as a human race. Even still, because of that, I usually, when I talk politics, I talk from a libertarian perspective. And I just sort of think that my views on most subjects will just be maximizing liberty and minimizing the state. They directly correlate. They directly correlate, in my opinion. The less state you have, the more freedom you're going to get. The more freedom you have, the less state you're going to get, in my opinion. So, because of that, that's usually how I generally go on most issues. I fundamentally think that the more freedom you have, the better off you are, and so is your society. So I just wanted to make that very clear. So I'm definitely not an extremist. I mean, even when I talk about anarchy, I would never advocate any violence. I actually think that would be betraying the cause. To go out there and say that we should make an anarchy happen would be ridiculous. The whole point of anarchy is to avoid coercion. If you had to use coercion to gain anarchy, then you already contradict your philosophical bases. The foundation wasn't worth it. The ends did not justify the means. So, in my opinion, anarchy is almost impossible. It's not going to happen. You probably would need a revolution. I think a revolution contradicts the actual ideals you're trying to achieve. I don't think ends justify the means, and I don't know if anarchy is ever going to happen. But I do think a minimal state is plausible and can be efficient. Now, here's the concessions I'll give that you won't hear from many libertarians. I will say that it is possible that things like universal health care are beneficial. They might actually help society more than hurt it. And that's because we're, in my opinion, not ready for a free society. And in a sense, we get the government we deserve. Even still, I think there are problems with that, but I won't get into that. It's a little out of scope. I'm just making a concession that I can actually see things like, medical. I actually see that it is good for society, and it does make people happy, and it's not necessarily the most evil thing that could possibly happen to our society, even though I think it is fundamentally, I think that socialized healthcare is fundamentally bad for us. I think that it, on the surface at least, it's very good. But that's going to be for the next video. I'm just saying that I'm not completely opposed to the idea that government cannot do any good. I just think that fundamentally the government does things bad that kind of corrupt everything they do that could be good. Even still, there can be some beneficial things that can come out of government, and perhaps we need government to get to where we are now. Actually, it's undeniable we need government to get to where we are now. Maybe we need government to get further ahead, and hopefully, eventually, maybe 100 years, 1,000 years, we can start aiming at a free society, which is, more focused on the individual and being well informed and avoiding coercion at all costs and relying on voluntary actions. That's really what libertarian anarchy is all about. Trying to make it so that we have to, minimizing coercion. advocating contracts, maximizing voluntary action. That's really what it's all about. I think the ideology is sound. I just don't think the execution is necessarily plausible in any time period near. So those are my thoughts. And next video will be my response to Vodka 2100. Hope I said his name right. So yeah, I'll see you there. I hope this wasn't too of this help setup for the next video. And yeah, so have a nice day. Take it easy.